How would you like to achieve your first million? And today we have Mansi, which is the founder of Worldwide Title, an escrow company. So Mansi, tell us, what are the 5 steps to make your first million?
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
Oh my goodness, make your first million. Okay, be passionate about what you love, right? Be passionate. You're building relationships, right? Networking and building relationships. Dedication and discipline, right? Be innovative and being adaptable to change. I think those are, some of the pillars of, making $1 million.
So tell us the story, how you started in real estate.
So I've been doing real estate for over 20 years. I've always been in law firms, all different positions. And it's 8 years this year, I opened up my own escrow and title company. It's been an amazing journey, experience. I didn't know all those years. I was waiting for this very specific moment to live out my passion and do what I love and be a resource to realtors in the community and home buyers in getting their dream home. So I'm just so grateful for everyone in my field and what I do to be a partner with Worldwide Title.
So, and then why you decided to become an entrepreneur? Because with your knowledge and expertise, there is a lot of corporate jobs out there that they pay very good money. Why do you want to have your own business?
Funny you should say that. I was actually in one of those corporate jobs making 6 figures, making, a very good living, very happy. I didn't even know that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. But I was very good. I was very good at what I did. I was very good at what I did. This true story. I went out on a trip for the weekend. And when I was on that trip, it was a great experience. And I said, you know what? When I came back, I just knew. I had a feeling in my heart. And when it speaks to you, there's no going back. No amount of money can pay you to do anything else when you have this spirit in your heart to do your own thing and be passionate about what to do. I jumped over fear, jumped over everything. I completely downsized my life. I sold my car. I live on Brickell here. It's an amazing Miami Brickell, an amazing pedestrian where you can walk everywhere and live a great life. Made it very convenient for me to be very local, very present with my community, and the rest is history. I personally met the first year I opened. I made $0, first of all, and personally met 1,500 people in my networking, happy houring, marketing, the whole thing of engaging in the community, and the rest, is history. I'm very lucky, during COVID. My business thrives on the market as well. If the realtors are not doing well, I'm not doing well, right? So it's a very competitive market. There are about, just in my zip code alone, there's like 200 or something title companies. You really have to be good at what you do to succeed in this business. I really have to perform 150% every single day to be top-notch level. Not only that, I personally seek out top producers that can benefit from my service. So they're already amazing in themselves. So in order to be at their level, you really have to provide a level of service and energy and just everything to them to be an extension of their service. So the rest is history. The company, I'm so grateful. When you're good at what you do, you provide that resource to your partners and your clients. It's amazing. They don't go anywhere else. They can't get it anywhere else. And that's why I feel very confident in the relationships that I build, the people that I have met. It's so rewarding to be a part of something. And even today, after having so much experience, every day is such a joy when we're doing a closing for a buyer or seller. I mean, it's a life event. And we're not just pushing paper. We know that, we feel that. even with what clients of mine who are on their 12, 13 property, who have a small real estate portfolio, we still celebrate those small wins of selling and buying. It's a big accomplishment to being part of the home buying or the sale of your home throughout your life. And it doesn't happen very often. So I'm very grateful that I get the opportunity. I have a saying, in a city full of options, I'm glad that I get to be yours. So I'm very grateful.
So, Mansi, I want to expand a little bit more because in this broadcast, a lot of people want to become an entrepreneur. They are in these corporate jobs, and they have that fear. They have that fear that, well, if I leave my well-paid corporate job, which is everything safe, and I make a lot of money, and then but still, they're not happy. They are not happy without knowing that one day you're gonna arrive to the office and they're gonna tell you, we don't need you anymore. And that day you will realize that this big house and this amazing car, it cannot vanish very quickly, because being in corporate, what it means is that you have to be very, very good at one thing, which is your job description. However, when you are an entrepreneur, completely different ball game. Now you need to start to learn very little things about everything. Look at you. You said that you go out and network and make over 1,500 people. This is very impressive. You see, so now you need to learn about tax. You need to learn about become a leader. You need to learn about being the community. You need to become a network, and you have to
Oh my
become this,
gosh.
this, and this. So, how difficult was this transition? Where and in corporate, you always hear the people, "Well, this is not my job." Okay. When it's your business, you cannot say this is not my job.
I know, I
Everything
love
is your
that.
job.
I love
So
that.
how you navigate this how was it was difficult the change it become an entrepreneur? It was not as
Well,
easy as you thought, or you were so determined to do whatever it takes, because at the end of the day you're working for you, so you design the life in the way you want it. You go on holiday wherever you want, you do the deals whatever you want. If you don't like someone, you don't do business with it, and that's the end of it. You don't need to cope with anyone that you don't like, because like I said, I'm on the stage in my life that I only talk with people that I like. I only do business with people that I like. If I don't like you, I don't talk to you. Do you understand what I mean? And it's a very peaceful life to be
yeah.
finally, when you can control your own destiny. But how was that transition? And tell us if it had been really worth it, or you didn't know that you need to work way more to become an entrepreneur until you make it work. Because when you make it work, it
It's
changed.
beautiful.
So tell us about this transition, and what
Yeah.
words of encouragement you
Well,
have for people that want to do the transition from corporate to become an entrepreneur.
yeah, I want to say whoever is listening, the number one thing to get over is fear. That's the number one thing. But I'm not going to say I wasn't fearful. Of course I was. Everyone's fearful to make a step and not have a salary and just go all out there. But I thought to myself, I know who I am. I know what I can do. I know the value I can bring to what I want to do. I knew exactly what was required for a real estate in my field for a real estate to succeed. You have to know who you are, be confident in the service that you provide. And no matter what, when you're working towards something, you're going to be successful. If you're working for something, you're going to be successful. So the fear thing coming over it was scary. Of course, I'm not going to deny it, but I did take that leap, and I knew I trusted myself and knowing my value, my capabilities, and that overcame
How
me.
you become the fear? How you become the fear? Because I know I've been there. Like, sometimes you started your business, and sometimes you see the people. Sometimes the people around also. Oh, you crazy! You leave your job. Sometimes the family as well. Yeah.
Harry, I still get people today. We all have haters. I still get people today in my office telling me like, what are you gonna do? There's a lot of title companies. There's this, there's that. People go here, da da da. Realtors are flaky. Realtors are this and that. Talking, putting fear in me about what's gonna happen. I said, honey, if I worry about that,
how you deal with this? How you deal with
oh,
this?
let
Because
me tell
sometimes
you, I told
it's
them to
very
their
toxic.
face.
Sometimes, yeah, very
I
toxic.
told them to
And
their
they
face.
are everywhere. They are in your family. They are in your group of friends. They
Everywhere.
are friends of friends. They are everywhere. And sometimes is difficult because at the end of the day we are facing. Well, nobody knows is that we can handle 90% more pressure than everybody out there. So when a
Well,
comment
in the
comes like
beginning,
this, is hard to deal with, right?
absolutely. In the beginning, when I would hear that, that's totally like, oh my God, it would be so stressful. It would be stressful. You couldn't sleep all night. You would be double checking yourself, overthinking, whatever. Now, because, I'm in a different position now after 8 years, right? Now I just tell them to their face, honey, I can't worry about that. I have so many other things as an entrepreneur to worry about. That's the last thing I'm going to worry about, whether what's this, what's that. I only can put forth and control what I can do. And if relationships that I've built want to go somewhere else, I doubt it. But if they do, that's up to them. People can go. I have to be fluid. People have to be fluid, and I never want to ever prevent anyone from making money. I'm a very goal money making person. If we're going to get together, we're going to make money 100%. If people meet me, especially
Wow,
this year,
wow.
yes, if
That's
people
a
meet me,
great way to behave. Yeah, very good.
yes, because it's like if we're going to partner, I'm going all in, we're going to partner. And there's no way of wasting time of what we want to do of making money, especially this year. I'm like really gun ho on speaking greatness over people, especially I motivate these realtors because without them on the ground who feed the market, I have a deep respect for them. They feed the market, and in turn, everybody gets rewards for what they do. They're beasts. So you're
There are
damn right.
a lot of projects in Britain now going on. I was there the other
Yeah,
day. I saw the landscape. Oh my God, it's a lot of growth. It's a
growth,
lot of action.
opportunity,
Absolutely, yeah.
a growth opportunity, not just in Miami, but the state of Florida in general. I travel everywhere. I was in London and everything, as you know, and everybody's talking about Miami, Florida, but for so many reasons, and everybody talks about the same reasons. But main one right now that we're building is this form of lifestyle, with a lifestyle that we can just live, breathe, enjoy. It's very important. So I really try to focus on what I can control, how I can give back to others, and what I do, and excel at my job. Because if I excel at my job, everything just flows fluidly.
I can tell you for us that live in United Kingdom in London, this concept to be on holiday the whole year, which is stay in summer in London, then when it's cold there, being in South Florida, in Florida is an amazing way to live your life. And if you're an entrepreneur, this is something that is a very good way to be on summer all the time. And
Yeah,
also, Mansi, want to speak or to talk about the other topic as well, which is the areas of women recognition have been you have been nominated for the Red Awards, which is one of the most prestigious awards here in the United States. The ceremony has been done in New York and in Miami several times. And is one of the greatest recognition that happens in this country for people involved in property. So tell us a little bit more about this nomination and at the end of the day, how you feel that is really because we worked so hard when we started, yeah, and sometimes is that somebody say, "Hey, you did well." You see, is the level of fulfillment, the level of joy that this little gesture can do to your life can even go and grow even 10 times faster because if we don't recognize ourselves, nobody's going to do it for us. And again, we take way more pressure. We take 80%, 90% more pressure than everybody out there that have have a job, and this is the truth. Sorry to break it down, but this is the truth. Entrepreneurs, we are number one. We are the most risk. Yeah, they go here
Yeah.
in London. They go they give the mortgage to my employees easier than to me. They said that I am the risk. I say, how come I'm the risk? I am the owner of the whole business. Oh no, you're a big risk to your employees. Yes, we get mortgage. So the entrepreneurs, we are like the highest risk when it comes to the finance. At the end of the day, we have to, if something goes wrong, we this asshole had to pay for the losses. We generate
Oh, yeah.
jobs, we improve the economy, the money and the development. And this all big brick development that is going on now, it cannot exist if you guys were not there, saving the market, because it's a big operation. A lot of buildings get developed, so a lot of structure has to be there, and you need infrastructure to set the market in all the aspects. Otherwise, this growth won't be possible so fast. Why do you think? How important do you think that entrepreneurs get recognized, property entrepreneurs get recognized, and even women get recognized in the property sector?
Well, for me personally, I think it's so important to get recognized. I've been so fortunate this last couple of 2 years. First, rarely do escrow and title companies get recognized for their achievements. It's such an integral part of real estate transaction. No one can get to the finish line at closing day without an escrow and title company. You need us, you need me, and a good one at that. You want to make sure that your transaction is what I call right and tight, So to be recognized, I'm just, it shows the fruits of my labor and all the hard work, and to be validated in front of a room with top professionals in what we do in the real estate community. It's inspiring, and it's just like, hey, I'm here, and I'm alongside them. These are my colleagues now. We're on the same level, and it's a totally, just a great moment for me, my family, and my colleagues. Everyone that I work with is so happy for me. Everybody is rooting for me. It's such a wonderful feeling of getting all the feedback and messages and emails and texts of all the love that I received for my win. It's just been incredible. And this is one of many. We actually are recognized. I won the Woman We Admire Award. I won Best Real Estate Company with Miami as well, Miami New Times, and several other awards that we just finished, wrapped up in 2024. And it was a wow year. And then January 2025 was pow, here you go, Marcie. Escrow and Title Company of the Year. It's pretty huge accomplishment of recognition and of all my efforts. And I'm so grateful.
One more question, Mansi, is we're going to talk about mental health and the mental health of the entrepreneur. Because this, you see, you were in the cruise, you have this six-figure corporate job, yeah, which is, you are very comfortable. You go to work Monday to Friday. After you finish work, you don't need to worry about anything. Well, sometimes they give you 1 month holiday, sometimes 2 weeks. Well, you were taking your holidays in your corporate job. But then now you start to become an entrepreneur, and then nobody knows you at the beginning. So when you trying to find the first clients, they don't know you, so they want to pay you very little, or and then the supplier or whatever relationship you're doing, people start not taking you seriously because again you are starting, nobody knows you, and breaking to this process, a lot of negative emotion comes. A lot of, again, you have your family, you have your friends, everybody telling you you're crazy, this is not going to work. And on top of that,
Yeah.
you're trying to start the business and you receive a lot of no's. And then you need to understand that you have to get yourself out there and you have to start to build your network, because nobody will know you until you create your own network and people will know who you are. And again, it's not about who you know, it's about who knows you. I always say that. Yeah, it's not about who you know, it's about who knows you. And so you have to start this process. And all these negative emotions that accumulated somehow, yeah, even if you become successful,
Yeah.
they are still there. And if you
Still,
don't
yeah.
find a way, if you don't find a way to let it go, For me, for example, walking is a very good exercise. I like to
Yeah.
walk a lot, especially when it's sunny. Yeah. And for my girlfriend, she likes to swim, right? She has to swim in order to process all that because those negative emotions can end up in physical pain, and people can end up with a heart attack, with cancer, with an illness about handling all this pressure accumulating in the mind and then not release it. So, for example, one of good way of release emotion is to go to this gala, right? Fantastic. So
Yeah.
tell us, Mansi, when what do you do? You know, I find you very positive, very smiley,
Oh
very
yeah, I
happy.
have to.
Yeah. So you are no. I can tell you, I do this for a living. living. I interview already
Yeah,
500 million. So I know when entrepreneurs are on the other side and decide that you know what, I don't have to prove anything to anybody anymore. That's it. I'm so good. That's it. I don't. And from that space, you know, you live so peaceful. So and you can see the power of that those entrepreneurs that they don't need to prove themselves anymore to anybody. Now that process accumulates a lot of negative emotion. That process of I'm gonna make this happen is a strong process. We all been there. Yeah. So what do you do, or what was your? When do you realize that you know what, this is it? I don't need to prove. At the beginning, you have to have this network. You have to build 1,500 people. You have to show yourself out there. You have to prove that you're really good. But now, even Gabriela before was saying that every time she calls you, pick up the phone, and you never let her down in any of her deals, never, right? So you are in the point right now in your life, in your business, that you don't need to prove anything to anybody, which is an amazing place to be. So that doesn't mean that we're going to keep growing. That doesn't mean that we're going to take bigger projects. So how you rise to this point, how you work on your mental health, and what you do in order to release
yeah,
negative
sure.
emotion.
Sure. So, in the beginning, when I opened or whatever, I was scattered, you know. I was just like working on the business, didn't work on me, just business, forgot about me. And so your health suffers if you don't think about you. So I thought about the business when I had a business, was the family, everybody else but me, right? Getting that. But I learned that business is not going to run well without me. So I had to incorporate I'm a runner, so I like to run. I have my morning runs, but one thing that's really helped me is my morning peaceful time. I am a God woman. I really practice every single morning with praying, journaling, and really be at peace and have joy in my heart every single morning, and wake up with purpose and intention every single day. I am so blessed. So I wake up every single morning and really enjoy my morning time with that and my workouts, and then I can start my day and attacking my day. But that's one of the reasons. I mean, I want to say mindset is everything. Mindset is what separates everyone from anyone. If anyone is everyone is like you, it's the mindset that separates them apart. And when you have your right mindset and helmet, I call the helmet on, I could do anything. This is, believe in yourself, and the right abundance attitude. I call it the abundance attitude. You really can succeed anything you want to do in life. And, they tell you this when you're young. They tell you this, we don't believe it, we don't hear it. You could be anything when you grow up, and now I hear adults telling adults, and, this is part of the coaching, you could do anything that you want, and you're an adult telling an adult. So I'm proof and evident. I am a child from immigrant parents who came from nothing, and I officially can say I'm self-made. And the only reason why I am like this is because of my grit, my passion, my discipline for being made on purpose for a purpose, and to be a greater asset to people around me. And whether that is through my work or whatever I do, it is what it is. And in turn, I live the life that I want to live.
So, Mansi, tell us a little bit more about your business, what you do, and how people can find you, how this process works. Can you tell us a little bit more about a
Sure,
little bit
sure.
more for the people that even know in real estate so they understand what you do?
Yeah, sure. So I'm an escrow and title company. It's called Worldwide Title. I'm located here in the amazing Brickell Arch building. We're on the mezzanine level. We have a beautiful office space. So you're welcome to come by and have some coffee with us. But what we do is we handle real estate closings. So we issue title insurance. So let's say I'll give you an example. If you're buying a house or selling a house, a realtor will find you the property, draft up the contract, put Worldwide Title on the first page as escrow agent. So we'll hold all the monies, we'll coordinate all the documentation, we'll work with your lender for the sole purpose of issuing title insurance and your deed at closing. So we make sure that when you're buying from the seller, that there's no liens, IRS problems, claims, and you're protected. It's a one-time fee title insurance. This fee is fixed by the state based on the purchase price or sell price. So it doesn't matter what title company you use, it's still going to be the same. Again, our title company is focused on, delivering the knowledge and experience. We have in-house staff attorneys and CPAs. And we have an amazing team here to support the realtors and anything the client needs. So we really excel at what we do, and you can tell by all of our recognitions and accomplishments that we've won just in the past couple of years.
And then, Marcie, you cover only Brickell area? This is or how
So
this is
great
work? Tell
question.
us.
No, great question. Great question. No,
Remember,
we
a lot
cover.
of abroad investors are listening this podcast as well. They could be
Yes,
property
no,
investor in UK, so they want
yes.
to know more. They all want to come
So
on holiday here in Florida. This I can tell you for sure. It's too cold in London now.
They better. So yeah, no, we handle the whole state of Florida. So from the Panhandle all the way to Monroe County. So, Orlando, Tampa, St. Pete, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach. We handle the whole state. So if you're investing and buying in Florida, we're your go-to title company, and we can help you with all your needs.
Very good, fantastic, Mansi. And then the last question is about the challenges building a business. What was the biggest challenge when you started your business, and how you become the challenge?
One of the biggest challenges was obscurity. You can be as good as you are, have 100 years of experience, but if no one knows you, what good are you? Right? So, and especially in a competitive market. So my challenge was, how do I get people to know me? And so again, 1,500 people, being at everything I could possibly be, giving my time for free, working with top people for free just to be present next to their presence, and doing the love to serve type of thing. And in return, you get it back, because I'm a strong believer that you get what you give, right? So, I try to be on outlets, and everywhere that I can where I could get exposure and simultaneously give it back to my partners. So obscurity was one of the biggest challenges that I occurred. And then that's what I really focused hard on overcoming when I opened up my title company.
Yeah, at the end of the day, yeah, the network is very important, especially when you started your own business. I always say it's not like before you created the product and then you go out there and set the product. In today's market, this doesn't work anymore. If for all our listeners that want to start a business, I always tell them, step number one, build the community. Because if you build the community, then you can offer products and services
And
to a
don't quit.
community. Absolutely.
And don't quit. You
And
got
it's
to
gonna
keep
take.
going.
It's
Because
gonna.
I say, don't come to a place, because a lot of time people go to a place and are looking for their specific client and their specific thing. No, you got to come to the place and show them the value you bring so they can be looking for you. A lot of people walk in the door. I don't like this network. I don't have, or I didn't get any contacts, or I didn't know. You got to come in fully open and bring your value so they can look for you, not you look for them. That's one of the tips for people who are trying to network.
You have to become a person of value to other people starting a business. Right. And for that is exactly this behavior that you have, Marcie, is going to get you very far in life, which is what we call it pay forward, right?
Yes.
Which is you there, you try to help as most people as you can, and hey, it's gonna pay back. That's why we do these big galaxies and everybody show up, yeah. But
Yeah.
my phone has to be in silent because otherwise everybody's calling me every 1 minute. Hurry, help me with this, help me with that, introduce me that. So I try to help as much people as I can. But at the end of the day, when we do these big gigs, everybody show. Actually, we couldn't. The room is packed again and again. So
Yeah.
you have to become a person of value for other people, and you have to have this pay forward mindset that you know what
I think so.
I'm gonna go out there, I'm
I
gonna
love to
help
see
as
it.
much people as possible. A lot of people, yeah, gonna take away your contact and run away or whatever. You know what, I always say, you see, he doesn't have sex to me anymore. He loves me, and this is I believe that I'm a person that is better to be a good friend because I know a lot of people. So at the end
Yeah.
of the day, your network, whoever is gets out of that, and again, if somebody I don't know is no how you call it, they have your values of integrity, you have your value of being in like you described. Okay, somebody's my partner. I'm 100% fully. I'm expecting for my partner to be 100%. Well, some people, what is going to happen is different people have different values. So you have to find the people that you work with, the people that you align with, the developers, the whatever, that have your same values, your same principles. And the people that do strange things to you, well, they're not part of your core values anyway. So they better leave. They better
Right.
stay around. And if they took client or whatever with them, also, and the client went there, you don't want this client as well because it doesn't relate with your own core values or anything. So you want as more toxic people out of your house, out of your life as possible. So you want to be doing business and growing with the people that that have your same values that align with you. And sometimes, is if you see it like this, it's gonna help it's gonna help you a lot because you don't have this, you're not gonna have this negative mindset. People have done a lot of things to me that if I tell you with depression, you will people have come to my events, listen carefully. In London, they have come to my events. I have all the speakers, the room is packed, and they will hire all my speakers, put a name similar and trying to do it. I'm like, friends of mine, I'm like,
Oh
oh,
my gosh.
supposedly friends of mine, like, guys, what are you doing? Then they go,
Yeah.
they do the event, and nobody show up, and then then until it's not that easy of you to, yeah. What you thought that you're gonna do? You're gonna hire all my people. You're gonna put the same name, and it's gonna work for
Right.
you. It doesn't
Right.
really work that way because there is a lot of pay forward job in the background that you guys don't see it. And then, but you know what you discover? Okay, you have someone in your network that doesn't align with your values, so
Right.
it's time to let that go. Yeah, and all
Yeah.
those speakers that go there, I said, you guys, you see, somebody give you a little bit of money, and then, and then you run away. Well, uh, this my next event, join the queue. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you will find uh, people that will do strange things to you, especially in competitive market. But eventually, when you drive forward, you will be able to find out people that align with your values, that people will align with your integrity, and you want to run with these core people as
And
far as you can.
and
And I think Gabriela is
yeah,
amazing. Yeah,
yeah, and
please.
I also want to say to your audience, if they're looking to be an entrepreneur, we think that some people who are much more successful than us are out of our league, but call them up. You'd be surprised how much they want to help you. You'd be surprised how much they want to
Oh,
pay forward
absolutely. Tell me about it.
and are so proud of you for even taking the leap of faith. There are a lot of wonderful people out there that want to support and that they're in a position right now that they can give their time and value. So it's a wonderful thing to offer to people to give a call.
So thank you so much, Marcie. That's been fantastic. And for all of you following Unstoppable Broadcast, 5 steps how to make your first million. See you in our next episode. How brave entrepreneur like Marcie break that wall and achieve the first million. Bye for now.
Bye, Harry.
Bye.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.